everybody. As you know, we've done our pictures and hopefully you've been practicing and getting them right, using the muscles in the pictures. And now Marissa and I are going to show you something about moving into pictures. So you might be saying, well, isn't it the same as what we've just done? Yeah, not really. Sometimes in dance, it's about how you move from point A to point B that creates the dance. If we had to dance only point A and only point B, we would maybe look like we're in a marching band. So it's that what happens in between those 2 points that makes the dancing really, really good. And that's what we're going to try and show you now. Take it from the top of your energy routine, feet apart. Okay, so we've got nothing that really happens here. We spoke about when we spoke, last video was Zandele. You can lift your knees, you can do normal, just jumps in and out. That's okay. We then go into, after that, our pictures here. Okay, now, this is the thing. People seem to think that if I'm going to do an S, so if you put in your head, all right, I'm going to draw an S with my hands. Okay, but now put your thought pattern somewhere else. Put your thought pattern into your elbow. So if Marissa has her picture here, so we've already spoke about making it strong, making it big, and she can let go of my fingers. From here, drive with the elbow, and I did mention it in the last video, but really, really drive with that elbow because that is going to create a really big picture and drive from that elbow, bringing it down. And it's going to put resistance in, and it's just going to look different from just doing, let's just do it a normal way if you're tracking with your hands. Okay? So much smaller it was. It was just so much nicer when she tracked with her elbow and it used space, it used power. And power is a big thing, especially in energy. From there, we've got our head on our knees. We're going to hit, boom, and here. Think of you punching something. So it gives you a resistance look. So if you look in the mirror when Marissa does that, it's almost like she has a little bit of a stop action. Maybe turn and do that to everybody else there at home. So from here, you see how she stops. She doesn't let it go too far. There's always a stopping point in a picture. And I think also that's one of the things of people don't realize that to do a movement, there's a starting point, there's a through point, and there's a finishing point. And that finishing point is super duper important. After that, we've got our step, bringing our feet together, and our step to the side. The strength is in the arms. Okay, now this, how you get into that, there aren't too many ways to get into that as long as you do it with strength, so we're not worried about that. But now, when the arms go to the side in your turn, always from the shoulder. Now, what happens is people have lazy elbows. So bring your arms in. They drop their elbows here. And if you have a look, if you leave your elbow there and you open your arm, look at the direction of your arm. So your elbows are a lot more important than what people think they are. So if you've already got your line with the elbow, do you see how it just automatically tracks out from the elbow? So think about your elbows a lot more than what you're actually probably ever going to do in your life, so that you have the line that goes out. So from there, we open up, elbows up, and when we bring it in, the elbows are still up. Okay, don't drop those elbows. I see it a lot in classes, is what happens is people kind of, I don't know if they forget that they have elbows, or maybe their deltoid muscles aren't developed. I haven't quite worked out what the problem is. Maybe Marissa knows. Yeah. So you've got to use that muscle. And it's the deltoid, we call it a deltoid, it's on your shoulder. Use that muscle. Yes, there are other muscles involved, but just think about lifting that. If you need another picture, sometimes I say to my students, put some watermelons under your arms, so that you make sure that you lift your elbows really high, because where the elbow is where the hand is going to finish. So Marissa's finished her turn to the side. She's now going to do her step tap to the left. With resistance, like I said, there's not much you can do to change this. Going into your turn, track with the elbow, and side, and clap. Okay, also with the clap, don't drop the elbows. So do you see, everything's like quite elbow related. Going forward, we're going to go hands on the hips, the picture here. Don't move the elbows, we've spoken about that, especially when doing the body tick, which we're going to come in later. Don't flap like a chicken, and don't do the head like the chicken. Okay, the movement comes from the body, but we're going to get to that. So coming forward, we're lifting the knee really, really high, And now we're going to the side. We're going to do a tap and in. Now you'll notice how Marissa kind of went into that a little slower and then came back a little faster. She almost trapped in and then pulled it back. And that you can do, again, that's how you get into it. So if you want to make it a softer movement, you might want to make it just gentle. If you want to make it a snappy movement with a comeback, as long as your timing stays the same. But it's how you get from point A to point B. Point A, point B. How are we going to get there? You think, okay, maybe there's only one way to get there, but maybe it involves a head. You can play with it, and that's what we like about the styles of dance that we do, is there is some playing that you can do with it. So from here, we're tapping out, and we go 1 and 2, 3 and 4, coming back, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now here, you think, okay, make yourself small, go into a little bun, 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 and make yourself small. Okay. I don't know if you saw that in the mirror. Let's get Marissa to do that again. Have a look in the mirror, hence why we do the videos with a bit of mirror there. See how she grabs in front of her and then goes down into the movement. She didn't just go, okay, I've got to make myself into a little ball. There is a track, there is a movement into that little ball. So if we go from here, and we're going to go and in. That's why us dance teachers love the and count so much, because the and is where something else is happening, and then on the count is like, oh, okay, that's where we're meant to be. So never underestimate the power of a half count. We're going to go in, and 1, talk about the elbows. Don't let the elbows flap. Okay, keep them up. Strong picture, again, using the muscles. Now, when Marissa comes out of that, she's going to bring her arms through her elbows again, so that you're getting that picture moving from point A to point B. Don't become a marching band. As much as we love them, this is not what we're doing. So let's just do that again. Bring it in. And from here, how she tracks her arms out. Can we do that to the audience, please? Okay. Watch how she uses her arms, and she brings it in, and she tracks it out. Very nice. So it's definitely something you need to give it a go. The pictures is not enough. Pointing from point A to point B is what we want, into a strong picture, and your dancing is going to start looking like something. And once we add the other technical elements that are coming on later in the course, you guys are going to look fabulous. Let's do it with some music. So let's have a look how we move in and out of pictures. Marissa and Zandale are going to show you their version. Here we go, ready. I'll count you in. And 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let's try it with the beat. You ready? 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Surprise. 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well done, everybody. Practice hard. Get your pictures moving from point A to B, and we'll see you next time.